And I think we might be live. You're watching Miss Maple, Circus Harmony's mascot, getting ready because she will be doing some tricks for you later in the show. But first, we have a lot in store for you. Not sure what's happening right now. It looks like it's not doing what it should be. Not sure what's happening right now. But hopefully you are still watching Miss Maple sleeping. And we do the awkward moving the computer while you're in the middle of a live stream to get us started on today's show. So today we have two special guests. We have our music director, Jeffrey Carter, but I'm looking at it right now on the City Museum Facebook page, and it doesn't look like you're seeing this picture. So I know there's an 11-second delay. I'm Jessica Hentoff, Jessica the Circus Lady from Circus Harmony. And if you could let me know if you are seeing me talking now, so that I know that I can continue with this live stream, or whether or not I have to start totally over. So every time I've done this, there's been some kind of technical difficulty because I am a techno peasant. So go ahead and let me know if you're watching this, if there is something to watch. And hopefully there's more than just Maple there. I'm going to keep talking and pretend that you can see me. So Circus Harmony, for those of you who don't know, is the social circus that's located on the 3rd floor of City Museum. At the moment, City Museum is open, and you should visit their website at citymuseum.org to learn more. Circus Harmony, we're fixing up our space so that we can go back live. We are not live there yet. Everything we're doing is online, much like now. We have circus classes and camps online. We do Zoom shows. And actually, we've just started offering our 6 feet circus, where we will come and perform for you outside. As long as we can all be 6 feet apart, our performers will be 6 feet apart, and we can bring the circus to you. Or you can bring the big top under your rooftop with our circus camps and classes. They're for all ages 3 and up. So I did get a text message that says that this is live and that you can see me. I'm very excited today because we are making a big announcement. You are the first people to hear it. And that is that Circus Harmony, instead of throwing their annual juggling ball in November, will be doing an online event called the Balancing Act on Saturday, September 12th. So mark your calendars now. There's no information anywhere. Like I said, you are the first and only people to know, but you'll be able to get information at circusharmony.org and on all our social media. But it'll be Saturday, September 12th, The Balancing Act, a show about how Circus Harmony is walking the pandemic tightrope. Our special guest today, which is another reason I'm very excited, is Circus Harmony's music director for the last couple of years. We hope that you'll go on YouTube. We finally released the Puente videos, which was this year's show. And as soon as we're done presenting those to the public, which we do 1 a week for our Saturday morning, Watch Out for Flying Kid Vids, then we're going to put the Accelerando videos, which was the show from 2 years ago, which somehow never made it online. But both those shows have music by Jeffrey Carter. And I am, again, this whole techno peasant thing, I am hopefully going to be bringing him in right now. Please welcome Circus Harmony's music director, Maestro Jeffrey Carter. Yay, I love it.
Hey, it works. Yes.
It's a miracle. So,
Turn the volume up here.
yep. And you could see me talking, so
Yeah,
hopefully,
yeah, you were fine. From we saw Maple in the in Maple's doghouse and all that. I tell you, this is the first time I've been live on a worldwide stream on Zoom ever. Yeah,
yeah, it's it's kind of amazing. And
it
then this
is.
will stay up both on City Museum's page. It will also be on Circus Harmony's page. You are welcome to share it to all your social media, and of course, it'll be on my personal one as well. So I'm being rude and looking down because I'd like to answer comments, but I'm not seeing them in live time. So let's start talking.
Okay.
Tell our live, vast international audience of circus, music, and city museum fans around the world about your history and how you ran away and joined the circus.
Oh gosh. Well, okay. So the story is, I'll tell the very short version of it. When I was a kid living in Hannibal, Missouri, we moved away from there when I was 9, and we were in the second house we lived in. So I was at least 7. At so some point in that second, third, fourth grade time period, I watched some Saturday afternoon movie on television about the circus, and I wanted to run away and join the circus so bad. And I remember coming upstairs crying because I had a room in the basement, and there was a little family room area down there. And I remember coming upstairs crying on a Saturday afternoon, telling my parents I wanted to join the circus. And my dad scoffed at me. I'm scarred for life. My dad scoffed at me and said, "You can't even turn a somersault. How do you think you could join the circus?" Well, flash forward now to
A few
what
years.
a year and a half ago. Yeah, because it was October 2018. I got a forwarded email from a colleague here in town that said that that Circus Harmony was looking for a new music director and composer, and I was literally 2 days away from starting my sabbatical and didn't have a fun project lined up yet. So, Jessica, I called you and we talked a bit, and we set up a meet and greet for the next week while I was on as I was on my fall break before my sabbatical, and so here we are ever since then.
It was kismet,
That
it was
first year was
serendipity.
very much a learning experience, and I think this last year was not as much of a learning experience because I had some idea of what to expect and what I was doing and how to go about doing it. And so I am now a circus composer.
A circus composer, a circus fan, circus
Oh yeah,
bread makers, part of the circus family,
yeah.
because that's what happens in circus. You become part of the family, and
Well, yeah,
you
I mean, I'm spending my holidays with circus people here in St. Louis now, and I got to tell you, while I was on sabbatical, I read an article in the New York Times about how the the small acquaintances, the people you talk to while you're waiting in line to pick up your kid from dance class, or the person who you see at yoga every other day, and you stand in the parking lot and talk for 10 minutes afterwards about how important those kinds of people are in your life. And it was January a year ago, after the big show was over, that I realized just how important several of the circus people, you included, Jessica, had become as acquaintances who enriched my life. And you are now more than that. But it started off with this feeling of being connected to something and being part of a wider world. And now I've drank the Kool-Aid. I'm part of the mission of this organization as well.
and we're so glad you are. And the short version of the mission is that we help children defy gravity, soar with confidence, and leap over social barriers all at the same time. And as a social circus, we use the teaching and performing of circus arts to motivate social change. I have to say, right now, all of us, should be in Puerto Rico. We have a Peace Through Pyramids partnership with the National Circus School of Puerto Rico. And with their social circus group, we created a Revolution for Harmony tour, which last year toured St. Louis. The year before, we toured Puerto Rico, uh, bringing the joy and excitement of circus to the hurricane victims. And this year we were going to bring the joy and excitement of circus to the earthquake victims. And then COVID hit. And in fact, you were going to come down and spend your
I
birthday in
was. I think I was going to be flying back. Yeah, I can't remember when I was going to be there, but yeah, I was going to spend a
now.
few days with you in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
So, like everything else, everything's happening on Zoom. In fact, I hope you will still join us. We're having a big Zoom dinner a Zoom party with all of our Puerto Rican friends because we can't be together. And what you were saying about it's the little people in your lives right now when our circles are so small, and I know people are making COVID bubbles and COVID cohorts and spreading it out a little. But one of the things that keeps me going is I never had time to do anything social, but now every Tuesday night I have dinner with my childhood friends, like from when I was in elementary school, a group of us. And every Saturday night, we have dinner with a circus,
Yes,
two
yes.
circus families, and me and you and all our dogs. And sometimes it's Zooming online, or sometimes it's socially distancing
Right.
outside somewhere. But it is these little relationships that make our lives, and that's what's making the whole coronavirus thing so very hard. And it's especially hard for our students. So we started in March, doing mid-March when we closed the ring, doing online classes. We're still doing them, camps and classes, all
Mm-hmm.
ages, 3 and up. And now we are rehearsing a show. So I know you come from both a choral and a musical theater background. Do you want to describe that to people, how you went from
Yeah.
all that
Well,
to
you
circus?
know, Jessica, you put me in touch a year ago. I think it was after the 2019 big show. There was a guy who was working on some research, maybe a doctoral dissertation about circus music, and I did an interview with him, and it struck me that I would say the same kind of things here. Um, the work that I do in composing music for the circus is much like writing incidental music for the theater, or like what an underscore would be in a scene in some sort of a musical. Um, and while I may be working with something with words soon, I haven't even told you about that, Jessica. Uh,
We
I mean,
all
I
learn
sing,
things on
so
this
I've,
live
I've got a
stream.
doctorate in this crap. So why not? But
Language,
so yeah,
family.
so but if the Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey ringmaster can sing, then so can I. And if Cirque du Soleil can have people singing, then why not? Um, but
Jonathan Lee Iverson, are you listening?
Yeah.
He's a fabulous.
But my job is to augment what's going on in that particular act. My job is to give that act something to play off of, something to heighten the experience for the viewer. And so we do that through music because of the skill level that our students have at Circus Harmony. I can't write the kind of stuff that you might hear with Cirque du Soleil, where you have a pretty good idea that they're going to nail that trick every time. I have to write music that is loopable so that when they drop something and they go, let's do it one more time, the music doesn't get ahead of them. So I figured out early on that we have to write things in 4-bar phrases or 8-bar phrases and have it repeatable and have things layerable. Um, but that's changed a little bit now because the focus at the current moment is on writing music for an act that it's going to be on video, and we have an idea of where that climax happens and where we want to have these what in theater we would call beat changes, where we pause and take a breath, and something else then happens as a result of something that's happened before. But yeah, I mean, the basic job is to not call attention away from the person on stage, to augment what they're doing orally for the viewer, and to, we hope, provide some sort of a rhythmic background that gives them things to play off of.
The heartbeat and the accents and everything. And we've had
Yeah,
fabulous live bands that you put together for the last two big show performances. Usually the big show, we call it the big show, is in January. It's the
right,
last 2 weekends in January. We have no idea what's going to be happening
right.
in January. And so we are creating a show now online. And so it's going to be it's a challenge for everybody because the acts are all going to be different. Some are going to be in Zoom boxes and some will be
Yeah,
full screen, and some of our alumni are making appearances. It's it's going to be a show unlike anything we've ever done before because this is a time unlike any time we've ever been in before.
right.
And you have the coronavirus, you have Black Lives Matter. A number of our families are in Ferguson. I personally am in Florissant. 2 miles away from the police station. If you're watching this and you're not in St. Louis, look up what's happening at the Florissant police station. And then you have the presidential election. And I don't know if you've ever heard Philip does a great trump. Flip, if you've seen
Really?
our show,
Okay.
Flip is the very little blonde flipping person. That's why we call him Flip. It's Philip Flip. But in acting class, he does a great Trump impersonation. I don't know if that will be part of the show because they're currently creating the balancing act, September 12th, mark your calendar. Oh, that would be so funny. I didn't even realize you were sitting
So
at
I'm at the piano. I thought maybe you wanted some show and tell,
Oh yeah, definitely some show and tell, because the
So-
other reason that this is just, let me throw this in. The
Yeah.
reason we have live music is because I think it's so important for our students to work with live music and to be able to communicate their wants, their needs, their desires for how they want to be displaying their act and the music. And you've been fabulous in terms of talking to them and helping them, because most of them do not have a musical vocabulary.
Right. And then we're limited for the big show. We're limited by what we have in the band. Last year they said, we want a lot of keyboards. We want a lot of rock kind of sound. Well, okay, I had a violin, I had a trumpet. What are we going to do with all this? So that's part of the education as well. No, one of the acts that we were just working on is an act about the concept of time and time passing. And so I was asked for something that had the ticking of a clock in it. Well, the software program that I use doesn't have a ticking clock as one of the sound possibilities. But I was able to come up with something that's very metronomic and very regular. And so what changes above it, you get this pulsing going on in the bass, but you get this, and then that turns later into something like this. So when you get the idea that things are speeding up or slowing down based on what's happening within that beat and subdividing that beat. And it's very repetitive, very metronomic. And because we're working with pre-recorded music for this particular show, it also gives me the flexibility of using a full orchestra and a lot of other sound effects too.
It's going to be very exciting. And like I said, nothing like we've ever done before, because it's a time like we've never been in. And yeah, that act is going to be really interesting. And we have fabulous choreographers coming and working on this act. Becky Brown is doing her first choreographic piece for us, and that's the music. And she was really happy that you were able to take her vision and do that. So Reno Aguilar Izzo, if you've been coming to Circus Harmony at City Museum for a while, he is the incredible juggler. He was with us for 2 summers. He had a one-man show. He had a show with Kellen. He was one of our favorite coaches. He's touring the world with Seven Fingers, which is on hiatus, coronavirus hiatus right now. And he's choreographing a juggling act, which
Cool.
we need to talk to you about, because it's going to be wild.
Cool.
So one of the acts that you have written music for, we're going to show people a little bit of it right now. So the acts are very youth directed, with coach help, some of them, and some of them are choreographed, and then they're all a little different. And I'm getting excited about the show, even though we're doing it all in our little boxes. But one of the classes that I personally teach is our juggling class, which is for all ages. If you can throw it and catch a ball, you can learn to juggle. And it meets Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 o'clock. And one day in juggling class, one of our students, Dennis, was just sitting on the couch in his house and would not get up off the couch. And so he got set a task to create a juggling act on the couch. And that kind of evolved and seems pretty perfect for the balancing act. So it's going to be an act in the show. And you wrote this beautiful piece for him. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you chose the music?
Yeah, I just, the process is that you sit down and start noodling.
And you know Dennis very well.
and you just start noodling, and so I'll end up with four phrases that I like, and then I literally open my phone, on which right now I have the live feed uh, on Facebook. I open my phone and I just record whatever I did, and so I have probably 30. Beethoven used to walk around with his sketchbook with him all the time.
Because he
Uh,
didn't have a cell phone. Can you
Right. Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
if
yeah.
they didn't
So
have?
he literally would walk around with his sketchbook with him, with his staff paper in it, and a melody would come to him, and he would write it down. Well, I just turn on my phone and start doing stuff, and so I thought, okay, Dennis, juggling act, sort of lazy. So we want something that's not too busy, that doesn't require a lot of frenetic activity. And I just sat down one day and was sort of and I ended up with kind of thing. And the whole piece, 3 minutes and 45 seconds, just has this underlying yup up 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 up. It's not quite that fast. That goes all the way through it. And there's a second or third idea. It's just it sounds like a classic circus number from back in the 40s or 50s with the big top, and um, most of it just I noodle a little bit and then I start playing. There's really,
Wow,
you know,
yeah.
I there it is.
So we're gonna bring Dennis in. Well, we'll see how my technology is because I want to bring Dennis in. I want to spotlight him. People who do Zoom all the time are laughing at me, and I do Zoom all the time, but I don't do the fancy stuff. We're going to bring him in, spotlight him, and then I'm going to try and do the music through this computer because that seems to help. And that's where hopefully my techno peasantry won't be showing. So we'll see. Let's bring Dennis in from his living room. The other thing about doing the big show online like this is people can join from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
Hey, South Africa friends, join us.
exactly like South Africa, Australia. Okay, so where is Dennis?
You still have friends in Israel and Palestine with that circus
Absolutely.
there, yeah.
Yep. So here comes Dennis, if we're lucky. Oh, he's sleeping.
Connecting to audio.
So the problem, Dennis, if you're the only one in the room, is you have to turn off your phone or whatever's on. Okay,
there we go.
Now, here's where we're checking my techno peasantry. Dennis, don't wake up yet. And then I'm actually not, now I don't know what I've done. Oh my. So I'm gonna spotlight his video. And then if we're super lucky, which now I'm wondering if we're gonna be super lucky, I am going to be able to share my sound, but you'll watch him. So let's go to advanced sharing options. Oh, Becky, it's not working. I was afraid of this. Hold on. There we go. Okay, advanced music. Bear with me because I think I'm doing it, but I don't know until it actually happens. So I'm hoping that people are watching the screen and just seeing Dennis, and I'm gonna pull up the music and
Yes, you've got Dennis spotlighted.
great. And here is hopefully a preview of this app. Or not, because I don't hear the music. Oh my. Not playing. Right? You don't hear any music and we're all
No,
watching
I can play it from the sound file on my end. It'll just come out through this microphone though.
Yes, it won't be as good, I'm afraid, but we might, let me try one more time. Let me see here. Nope. See, it worked in rehearsal. Let's see. So you are watching Dennis Bailey sleeping.
Sleeping.
Nope, that's not the right thing. I think we are going to go with that fallback.
Okay, let me open up the program.
And what I might do is mute myself, and we'll see if that works. So I'm in Florissant, he's in Ferguson, you're in Webster, and we're coming to you.
Actually, I'm in St. Louis, right by the City Museum right now, or right by the Science Center right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm at home. I'm at home.
right. Um, and this live stream is on City Museum's page because Circus Harmony is based at City Museum. You should go to City Museum. It's open now, but you must make a reservation to do it. citymuseum.org.
All right,
Tell
I'm
me
going to
when
kick
you're
this
ready.
off.
Yes?
I hope. Oh, geez.
Dennis is actually going to fall asleep, and that will be really sad.
Who wants me to
So
download? Okay.
I know. Becky, if you're oh, Becky's probably not watching because she's covering a class for me. So, folks, this is what happens on a live stream, especially with me, the techno peasant. Dennis! And his couch jumping act. Okay. Yay! Bravo. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure what people are seeing on their screen. I'm trying to get back to gallery view. There we go. So thank you very much for coming. Miss Maple is going to do a little performing. What I've been sipping here is something new. It's sparkling caffeinated grapefruit water, and it's fine. But you know that my favorite caffeine is Circus Harmony's Defy Gravity coffee. Well, while other people were hoarding toilet paper, I hoarded what was left of the Defy Gravity coffee, but I'm running low and I would like them to roast another batch because we roast it to order. And the roasting people are up and working. So Miss Maple's going to do her coffee trick in the hope that people will then go to circusharmony.org and order enough coffee that I can order some too. And we can ship it anywhere in the world, or people can swing by and pick it up at City Museum when they're at City Museum. But I want to thank you, Jeffrey, and people can watch the Fluente videos featuring your music from our January Undersea Circus Adventure. It's on our YouTube page. They can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And what social media am I leaving? Twitter. We're also on Twitter.
Yes. So thank you so much for including me today. I got to tell you, that was fun to see. And Dennis has such good musical instincts. He was really timing his changes
It was
to the
great.
changes in the musical phrases. So, and that's exactly the kind of stuff we want to see, and part of the education
Exactly.
that we're giving there as well. So, thanks, Jessica.
Because he created that act, and then he talked to you about the music. You gave him the music, and then it was up to him to make it work. And yes,
Yeah.
I could see it was very conscious
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah.
So I was
Well
very
done. Thanks.
that.
See
All
you
right.
later.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm going to have to wake up Miss Maple. Oh, she really is sleeping. Okay, so now comes the awkward moment where we do move the computer to Maple view. So you should be able to see Miss Maple in just a moment. Sorry for the awkwardness of live streaming. So, Miss Maple, good morning. If you could, let's move the chair also. Yes, unroll the carpet so that you have a nice space to work. Very good, Miss Maple. Why don't you come up here for right now? So as I was talking to people, I was telling them about my favorite coffee. Can you just stay? I know you like this trick a lot. Stay, pretend you're trained. Stay. My favorite coffee is Circus Harmony's Defy Gravity Coffee, roasted in small batches. It's Guatemalan, Colombian, whole bean, caffeinated. It's really good coffee. You can buy it online at circusharmony.org. If you order it, we will get some bags made up, and we can either ship it to you or you can pick it up from us at City Museum. But one of the first tricks that I actually taught Miss Maple was to bring me coffee. So here's the coffee. Oh, she is so fast. Nope, you dropped it. And also, you were so fast. I think we're going to do that again. Wait for it. Okay, Maple, bring me the coffee. Good girl. You have to hand it to me. Thank you so much. Good girl. Let's hear it for Maple. And we'll throw in a bonus trick. You're leap through the hoop of real fake fire. Maple, hop. Good. Ready, Maple? The marvelous Miss Maple. Okay, now. And we are still sheltering in place. Thank you, Maple. So everybody, mark your calendars for September 12th for our balancing act special fundraising edition. More information will be online everywhere. You can also email us. Sign up for some classes, camps. We have camps for beginners, camps for advanced. If you're from out of town and you haven't been going to our school, you can email us about joining the advanced camp. You need a certain level of skills. And I will coach you if you sign up for juggling. If you can throw and catch a ball, you can juggle and all that. And we also have ballet, gyrokinesis, a number of classes to choose from. If you're like me, you're sitting a lot at your computer and you need to be taking some of our conditioning classes. Just saying. It's good for you. So thank you very much for letting us make your day a circus day. Thank you, Jeffrey Carter. Thank you, Dennis Bailey. And I hope you enjoyed the show. And we'll see you next Tuesday on the City Museum Facebook page for our Up in the Air live stream. Of course, I don't know how to turn it off either.